what is needed to remove Bola Ahmed Tinubu is Atiku and Kwakwanso by fire by force coming together. Now, this is where the problem is. Atiku can decide that he's not contesting. It will come with little or no consequence. What is driving Atiku is his personal ego. He just wants to become the president of Nigeria. Personal ego. It suits him that every election he must be on the ballot. What is driving Obi is a force beyond Obi. And that's where the problem is.
Yeah, you think Obi is
what is driving Obi is a force beyond Obi, because Obi cannot come tomorrow and say that he's not contesting as president. He will lose his integrity, he will lose his support base, he will lose his fan base, he will lose anything and everything. So Atiku, if he says he's not contesting, it can be easy for him. They're not born Obi Papa where may no contest.
Do you think that's insisting that he'll be in the ballots?
Send this tape to Peter Obi that said, if you know, say, Napa Obi and Man Obi, Ma Obi, na them collaborate, produce you no contest.
Just my people, as you halt, you don't happen, no. Please just listen to this beautiful interview and make sure you share it.
Mazi and Lolo Obi.
You know, Mazi and Lolo Obi, na them collaborate, produce you no contest. Because why? The force behind Obi is beyond his control. Whoa. And that's why it is not Obi that said Obi or not, you know. It is the obedient and all these people that are shouting Obi, Obi. So there comes a time in a man's life that, you know, everything, the heavens and the earth will align in your favor. And that is what Obi is enjoying. And it won't last forever. So Obi cannot decide that he won't contest. But Atiku can decide that he won't contest and his integrity will still be. In fact, his integrity will multiply. If he decides today that, oh, I'm not contesting, his integrity will multiply. But Obi dare not say that he won't contest. And that's where the problem is.
As somebody did ask a question, he said, make you analyze this. Why is Tinubu scared of P2B? First of all, do you think Tinubu is scared of P2B? If he is,
scared. Don't you see what is happening in the opposition? That's panic. That's panic. So sorry, Precious. There is a contradiction. Muhammadu Buhari was part of the people that truncated the democracy. The men of integrity truncate a sitting government. Okay, if Muhammadu Buhari wasn't the one that planned the coup, they said, oh, Buhari didn't plan the coup. They planned the coup and they just gave him the power. Do men of integrity receive stolen things?
Oh.
But Nigerians bought into it. Oh, integrity. So Nigerians themselves, we have a lot of disoriented citizens. Somebody will come, we promise you this, we promise you that. At the end of, person will promise you electricity, they go solar. You know, suppose wise. Person promise you electricity, they go solar. Solar is the way. You don't understand?
With billions, so not be even Chinese.
With billions, so your money, my money, billions. So you can see that the level of impunity. But I can tell you that what is needed to remove Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I have sincere respect for him. Peter Obi, Kwakwanso, these are guys that God have helped, and it takes a special grace and anointing for you. Even if you steal, if you steal your way to that level, you get some kind of oil within your head. No, let's be real.
You must
right?
be an expert in stealing.
Yes, you must. You know, you get some kind of oil. We go there. But in terms of panic, the Tinubu guys, the Baptists, they will tell you that Tinubu is the best thing that have ever happened to Nigeria after jollof rice. Some people will tell you that, in fact, Tinubu is the new Jesus Christ. But why don't you want a free, fair, and credible election? It contradicts your assertion. Your assertion must relate with your conduct for us to know that you are not panicking. You they shake. Precious, are you scared? No, I'm scared. No, I'm not scared. But Precious, you they shake. No, I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
No, they for waiting happen for position. Say that the position leaders them no sabi how to control their house.
No, see, what is happening now can happen in the days of Obasanjo. What is happening now can happen in the days of Yar'Adua. It's not that Tinubu is smarter than these guys, but these guys prioritize the sustainability of the Nigerian state after them when they are not in power. But for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, whatever can make him achieve his aim, and that is selfishness, that is greediness. Before, I usually, sometimes by the assertion that Tinubu is a master strategist, that, and all this and that. But now, with all what is playing out, Tinubu is more of a big political fraud than a master strategist.
So you think he's a coward?
Yes, being a political fraud is different from being a master strategist. If you decimate the opposition and there's nobody to oppose you, despite you ruling like an emperor, that's not strategy. That is political thuggery. That is political, that is political theft. That is political hooliganism. That is not strategy. I don't rate that as strategy as a political scientist. No, that's not strategy. You killing the opposition, which is the hallmark of democracy, that is not strategy. That is hooliganism, crazy. So when the history of Nigeria is being written, that what truncated the democracy, then Tinubu's name may be mentioned that it started with intimidation of the opposition. It started with causing crisis in the opposition party. Tinubu may not have, individually caused crisis in the opposition party. But if you look at the words of his disciples, you see the hands of Jacob or hands of Esau or something like that. Because look at what Gbajabiamila said. And when you are the chief of staff to the president, what do we call presidency? One body, many mouths. If I can just put it in simple terms as a political scientist, one body, many mouths. So it must not be when you hear from Tinubu that the president is speaking. No, as a president, many people speak through you. Your ministers, the 36 or 40 ministers, they speak through you, right? Your chief of staff, secretary to the government of the federation, they speak through you. Your spokesperson and all that, they speak through you. So the presidency is one body, many mouths. So when your chief of staff says that we are happy, go and scatter them. It is assumed that he's speaking the mind of his principal, because the chief of staff cannot go against the political ideals, the philosophy of his principal. So when people point to Tinubu, they're 100% correct. If not for anything, if the words of Femi Gbajabiamila is anything to go by. So for me, all this kind of thing, it is not strategy. And this thing, like I said, will not stop with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And that's my utmost fear. And if you look at it very well, the 2027 election, you may be thinking about it. Tinubu may have everything mapped out. Tinubu may have been thinking of even 2031. And you are still thinking about 2027. Because if you look at it, will it be easy to defeat a Tinubu under this Amukwito or whatever his name is, that he can't even wait? Mahmoud Yakub was very strategic because he waited till the end. That is strategy.
He waited. He led Nigerians on. He kept
he waited till the end. Then he off IRF. He off the server. And they said the end justifies the means. He waited till the end. That is strategy. But for this Amukwito, maybe it's the presidency that is pushing him, or maybe he wants to prove that he's a loyal guy or something. He can't even wait. Look at what he did to ADC, a professor of law. Find it difficult to interpret antebellum. It's just like me now, a PhD in political science, and you ask me what is a state, and I can't define a state. Does that make sense? How did you bag a PhD in political science if you don't know what is government? If you don't know what it is, because as I'm seated here, I'm supposed to be able to give you about 25 definitions of government. So you can now imagine when a professor of law now finds it difficult to define antebellum, something that a year one brilliant student will define for you. So you can see that so far as power remains, it's all about power. And that's why I'm surprised that people are expecting miracle from Tinubu. No, don't expect miracle. This is the template that he has been using.
Do you think?
Say that again.
Do you think that the OK ticket can defeat him? That is.
No, the OK ticket can defeat him in a free, fair, and credible election. But that OK ticket, we need sincerely the backing of Atiku Abubakar. Sincerely, the reason is that if you want to defeat Tinubu,
okay,
minus political violence, thuggery, minus that vote, that will give you, let's say, like maybe 5-10%. Add it to Tinubu's advantage. Minus, whether you like it or not, the role of the police, because the IGP is his boy since time immemorial. Minus that, with profound respect, alleged biasment, or should we call it favoritism, minus he give it like 5-10%. Add it to Tinubu. Minus biasment of Amukwito, INEC and all that. Give it like 5-10%. Add it to Tinubu.
30% gone.
Now,
you don't win election.
30% gone. 30% gone. Now add stupendous, unaccountable wealth in terms of vote buying. 5-10%. Add it to Tinubu. If you are confronting such a man, you have to go in a united front and you need to fight like a mad person. So if Atiku, whether you like it or not, if Atiku contests today, we have millions of votes. Those millions of votes is what you need to cover for the 10% that I just highlighted to you. So if Obi contests and Atiku contest, you will now see that at the end of the day, Tinubu will manage to sneak himself back into power. That's what we